A poem, once it finds you, is like memory. It might fade in its details, but will remain inside of you as vestiges. You need to look in, and it's there to hold you, throw you, cut you, or merely, often, to keep you alive. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. Crimson flowers blooming in Jallianwala Bagh. Somewhere in the air, something whizzed past. I looked up to see Darji's kurta turn into a gorgeous crimson flower with a small black pinpoint center. I remembered teacher had given the center of the flower a name, pistil, and I remembered it to have 3 parts, the stigma, style, and ovary. But wasn't a pistil the female part of the flower? What was it doing on Darji's chest? I could see its petals spreading as he held on to its center with a hand which was clutching as if it was a claw. Was it raining flowers from the heavens? There were people falling all around, and I looked in wonder as Darji fell on his knees and looked at me with the gentlest eyes I have ever seen. He raised a hand, and the flower's color came with it as he caressed my cheek, and it felt sticky and smooth. Mere puttar, my son, lage raho, live on, he said as he collapsed and fell asleep. Darji, I called out, wondering what he'd done to get that flower, when there was a thud in my chest, and I looked down to see the crimson flower now on my heart. The crimson flower now on my heart. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place on 13th April 1919. A large but peaceful crowd had gathered at the Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar, Punjab to celebrate the important Hindu and Sikh festival of Baisakhi and peacefully protest the arrest of 2 national leaders, Satyapal and Saifuddin Kitchlew. In response to the public gathering, the British Brigadier-General R. Dyer surrounded the Bagh with his soldiers. The Jallianwala Bagh could only be exited on one side, as its other 3 sides were enclosed by buildings. After blocking the exit with his troops, he ordered them to shoot at the crowd, continuing to fire even as protesters tried to flee. The troops kept on firing until their ammunition was exhausted. Estimates of those killed run into thousands, with over 1,200 other people injured. Apart from the many deaths directly from the shooting, a number of people died of crushing in the stampedes at the narrow gates or by jumping into the solitary well on the compound to escape the shooting. 120 bodies were removed from the well. The wounded could not be moved from where they had fallen as a curfew was declared, and more who had been injured than died during the night. The level of casual brutality and lack of any accountability stunned the entire nation. The ineffective inquiry, together with the initial accolades to Dyer, fueled great widespread anger against the British amongst the Indian populace, leading to the non-cooperation movement of 1920. Some historians consider the episode a decisive step towards the end of British rule in India. Britain never formally apologized for the massacre but expressed regret in 2019. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you were listening to Uncut Poetry. See you next week.